One step closer to a strike.
Teachers' patience has run out.
Alberta teachers give the province an ultimatum. Saving wild horses.
To dart 90 mares with contraception that'll prevent birthing for 4 to 5 years is just totally unacceptable.
Protesters take on the government. And before her Canadian tour, Paula Cole explains her appearance on The Masked Singer.
That's my problem, is I take myself too seriously. So it was a good exercise in letting go.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Alberta teachers will go on strike next month if no agreement with the province is reached. Jacqueline Wilson joins us with the details. And Jackie, when could the strike start?
Jason Schilling, the president of the Alberta Teachers Association, announced today that teachers could go on strike on October 6th, and they will do so if a new collective bargaining agreement hasn't been reached by that date. Now, this all comes after teachers did vote in favor of strike action in June. Teachers had until October 7th to hit the picket lines, and so the 6th, Schilling says, gives the families the longest opportunity to plan ahead. Negotiations on a new collective agreement between the ATA and the Teachers Employer Bargaining Association resumed in August, but they stalled last week. Teachers have asked for wage increases and more supports for growing class sizes and those complexities. The province has offered a wage increase of 12% over 4 years, and they've also promised to hire 3,000 teachers over the next 3 years. If a strike happens, this will impact over 200,000 students at public, Catholic, and Franco-Sud schools in Calgary.
Teachers have taken bargaining seriously, and as bargaining drags on, they continue to show up every day for students in good faith. But they are tired of being disrespected and vilified by the government, tired of distractions that downplay the real issues, and tired of being asked to do more with less. Teachers' patience has run out.
Look, I'm just as disappointed as everyone. I hope that we've got the ability to get back to the bargaining table, come to an agreement together so that we can avoid strike action.
Now, the Calgary Public, Catholic, and Franco-Sud schools, I spoke to the boards today, and they say that it is business as usual until October 6th, but they do hope that the two sides can come to an agreement. And I should mention as well, the province does have the ability to lock out teachers prior to that October 6th date. And at this point, we don't know when the province and teachers will begin bargaining again.
Lots of parents are watching this. Thank you, Jackie. Meantime, frontline healthcare workers have rejected a tentative agreement with the province. 78% of members of the Health Sciences Association of Alberta voted, with just over 59% rejecting the offer. The HSAA represents more than 22,000 employees, including paramedics, pharmacists, and diagnostic imaging specialists. The union says it's not calling for a strike vote, but is urging the province and Alberta Health Services to make a better wage offer. Alberta's finance minister says he's disappointed an agreement hasn't been reached. Nate Horner says it's up to the union to determine why its own proposed deal failed to pass the votes. Calgary will become home to a massive new aviation training facility, and WestJet will be the main tenant. The agreement includes the airline, airport, and training company CAE, and will see a 126,000 square foot facility open in 2028. It's expected to train about 6,000 pilots and airline staff a year when it's done. A partnership with Mount Royal University will also see aviation students access the flight simulators and equipment.
It just shows the amount of opportunity there is for students and people who are looking to go into aviation in Alberta. Lots of investment has been put into aviation here. Having a big company like WestJet, headquarters in Calgary, makes it an excellent place to network.
The provincial government is putting up $11 million, while the city is covering nearly $7 million. The total facility cost will be around $100 million, and construction is set to start later this year. A proposed data center east of Balzac has been rejected. Rocky View Council voted 6-1 against Connecticut's data center area structure plan and land redesignation. Some councillors said they would be on board with a data center, but not at the expense of agricultural land. Connecticut says although it's not the outcome it had hoped for, it respects the county's decision. Calgary's breaking ground on a new $72 million field house and library in the city's southwest. Shovels hit the ground Tuesday in the community of Belmont near the intersection of 210th Avenue and Creekside Boulevard. The site will house a 128,000 square foot complex, including a FIFA-size indoor turf field, dressing rooms, offices, and a 10,000 square foot library branch with public meeting rooms and children's spaces. Calgary's mayor says the project aims to close service gaps in one of the city's fastest growing areas.
The Belmont Fieldhouse and Library is a powerful example of what it means to build Calgary's future on purpose. This project is about championing opportunity and progress for all Calgarians. It is about creating spaces where people can learn and grow and play and thrive.
The Belmont Fieldhouse is expected to open in 2027. There's also room for a future aquatic center, but that part of the project has yet to be funded. Don't need a field house today. You can head outside to get some exercise, although there's still a lot of haze and smoke out there.
A lot of haze, a lot of smoke. We're at moderate on the air quality health index. We will improve over these next 12 hours and we'll be in a good spot for the next few days. So that's good news with regards to the smoke. There's a lot going on around the city, not in the city, outside of the city. Will it track in? Well, 22 degrees right now. You can see the haze in the background here. Let's look at that 24-hour forecast. Now, your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit fifthavv.com. And we don't have anything expected to track into Calgary. It will get close. Just west of us. Some thunderstorm and shower activity, but it doesn't look like it's going to make it into the city. And then tonight, that air quality will start to improve. The wind direction is going to shift. It's going to change things up. So it will likely still be hazy and even foggy tomorrow, and that will be trapped in for parts of the morning. But then that will lift out. And then we're looking at mainly sunny skies, better air quality, and a high of 25 for tomorrow. And just to show you what's dancing around us, since I'm talking about this so much, here. And I'm going to talk more about this in just a little bit. Okay, all right, don't miss the Hospital Home Lottery Range Rover VIP deadline. The deadline is midnight Friday to win a Range Rover, super cool, Range Rover Sport, or choose $125,000 cash. Buy now at hospitalhomelottery.com.
Thanks, Danielle. They protested today in downtown Calgary, but their focus was on rural Alberta. Next, the campaign to stop a policy that would reduce Alberta's wild horse population. And COVID-19 makes a comeback, what a study of wastewater is telling us. Also, if you have a news tip, text us at 10400. Wild horse advocates gathered outside the provincial building in Calgary today, collecting signatures for a petition. They want the province to buck plans to remove some of the horses and give birth control to others. The group argues that reducing the population of roughly 1,500 wild horses could lead to its demise. Biologists say the wild horses have natural predators and they benefit the ecosystem. Advocates want to see the animals protected.
It's going to be an eye-opener when people start realizing that these horses are disappearing. You know, they showed up here over 400 years ago, and the greatest majority of the general public want the horses left alone.
The province says the plan was developed with input from stakeholders, including ranchers, scientists, RCMP, Indigenous groups, and horse advocates. The protesters say they have more than 15,000 signatures from Albertans on the petition against the birth control and removal of wild horses. Okay, Danielle, we have some showers circulating toward the west and north of us, right?
Really everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a lot going on around us. One system moving off in the east, and then thunderstorm development in the mountains and foothills. fun stuff going on out there. Okay, Skywatch weather camera. There's the look at the hazy city. Oh, all the haze we've had over the past couple weeks. That should improve, and we should bounce down to the low end of that air quality health index. I'll show you that in a moment, but first we'll talk temperatures. The interesting thing about temperatures today is today we talked about it being a little cooler. It's still not cold, and we're still above normal, but it's a bit of a difference. So, for example, Medicine Hat was at 30 degrees at this time yesterday, now sitting at 26. These areas, Drumheller through Brooks, were at 29 at this time yesterday, and Calgary was at 26 at this time yesterday, and now at 22. So we're all in those lower 20s for the most part, except for Medicine Hat still holding on to the mids. 26 degrees right now there. Okay, radar, satellite imagery, there's a lot to talk about here. So this is one system. It was a stateside system that pushed in from the States this morning and has been tracking through the far south and then moving its way up and off to the east. It really just touched us ever so slightly onto Highway 2 and then shifted off. It is creating this instability though, because the wind around it is pushing air up the mountains, and that's that lift we need. Plus we have just enough heat for it to create that thunderstorm activity. So we have enough fuel out there. It looks like as this develops in the mountains and this tracks off into the foothills, it doesn't look like it will have, for the most part, for most of these cells, it doesn't look like it will have enough steam or that we have enough instability out there that it will track all the way to QE2 and Highway 2. Again, some cells might make their way that far east, but most of them will die out in the foothills for today. There's just a closer look at what's going on. Okay, when we talk about the future cast and we talk about tomorrow, we need some sunshine, we need some cleaner air quality. So first we'll start off with the sunshine, and this is a look at tomorrow. Not a whole lot to talk about, which is some good news for us. We're not looking at any stateside systems, we're not looking at any instability in the foothills. We are just looking at stable and mainly sunny skies, and temperatures will climb a little higher again tomorrow because of that. Okay, air quality, when we talk air quality, we are at moderate right now in the city. We're at 5, and many communities in southern Alberta are on the moderate level right now. We're going to get the winds shifting for tomorrow and for the next couple of days, really through much of the weekend, and it will act in our favor. So we might even dip to the low end of this air quality health index, so nicer air for us. I'm going to play this through, and if you keep an eye on your timestamp as well as we go through these next couple of days and even through the weekend, it looks like the smoke will be concentrated on the BC side and into the far northwest. All right, longer range forecast looks like this. 25 degrees for tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. It looks like we will remain fairly stable even in through Friday and Saturday and Sunday, so even through the weekend right now as well. And the rain should hold out till Monday, and those cooler temperatures will hold out until then as well. Don't miss the Hospital Home Lottery Range Rover VIP deadline. The deadline is midnight Friday to win a Range Rover Sport or choose $125,000 cash. Buy now at hospitalhomelottery.com.
COVID detected in Calgary's wastewater is considered high and on the rise. One dashboard monitored by the federal government says both Calgary and Edmonton are seeing high virus circulation. The wastewater monitored by the University of Calgary in the province is also trending higher. Samples are taken from public facilities and analyzed in labs where multiple pathogens are monitored. Infectious disease experts say this indicates that COVID will soon circulate.
We are seeing an increase over the last several weeks, and it's, a reminder that respiratory virus season is here and COVID is not gone. COVID will be back this fall, and we're starting to see that rise now as we move back into classrooms, back into school, back into work.
Jenny adds he's concerned about the province's fall immunization program, creating barriers for Albertans who want the shots. He says keeping immunizations up to date helps decrease spread and severity of the disease. It was Paula Cole, as you've heard her before, but not seen her before.
She had 2 babies. One was 6 months, one was 3. In the war of 44.
The Grammy winner performs in Calgary next month. Still to come, she tells us about her experience on The Masked Singer.
Calling her.
Developments today in the takeover battle for Calgary's Meg Energy. Joining me is Faisal Karmali, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich Karmali Advisory Group. And Faisal, how did the markets close out the trading day?
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag on both sides. The board of TSX up triple digits, Dow Jones down triple digits, even though producer price index was down, which basically means inflation on companies are not showing a sign of the tariffs as of right now.
Meantime, Cenovus says it won't raise its bid for Meg Energy.
Let the soap opera continue. For those who don't know what happened, Strathcona first made their initial bid at around $23 per share for Meg Energy. Then Cenovus comes in and says, we'll give you 27. Strathcona says, we'll give you 30. And now Cenovus' CEO says, that's too rich for us. We're going to probably bow out from this point on. Meg Energy stock was down 1% for the day. Strathcona down 1.3%. Cenovus up almost 5% on the news.
And we have a new richest person in the world.
Yeah, 81-year-old Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle. He owns 40% of that company. That stock skyrocketed today because of its earnings release and future guidance of AI and so forth. That stock was up 36% today alone, making Larry Ellison the richest person in the world as of today at $393 billion of net worth, bumping out Elon Musk, who's $384 billion. So now Elon is number 2. We'll see how he responds to that situation.
All some staggering numbers there. Faisal, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Premier Danielle Smith wants Ottawa to either scrap or completely reform the country's temporary foreign worker program. The program allows employers to hire out-of-country workers to fill jobs when they're unable to hire qualified locals. It's recently come under fire from both sides of the aisle, and today the Premier weighed in. Smith alleges the program has contributed to Alberta's high youth unemployment rate and wants it scaled back.
It's very, very clear that the temporary foreign worker program was meant for higher wage, higher skill workers. It was not meant to displace young people at those entry level positions. So I would say that the temporary foreign worker program needs to be repealed and replaced. Let's make sure that we're protecting true seasonal workers.
Ottawa is reviewing the practice. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he wants to bring the total number of temporary workers and international students to less than 5% of Canada's population, down from its peak of 7.25% last year. A new poll from Angus Reid shows Danielle Smith is the most polarizing premier in the country. 24% of respondents strongly approve of Smith's performance, which is the most in the country, but 40% strongly disapprove of Smith, which is the second highest behind Quebec's premier. The online survey was done between August 28th and September 5th. Over 4,000 Canadian adults who are a member of the Angus Reid Forum took part. Alberta teachers have issued strike notice. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Teachers won't be walking off the job until October 6th. Only 72 hours of notice was actually required, but the teachers union says the October deadline gives them time to reach a deal with the province, and it also gives families a chance to prepare. Coming up at 6, we'll have parent reaction. Also ahead, Calgary will be home to a new aviation training facility soon. WestJet will be the main tenant. Coming up, why the airline is calling this a huge success story. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. It's an ideal twin bill of female singer-songwriters who rose to fame in the 1990s. Grammy winner Paula Cole and Sophie B. Hawkins perform October 27th at the Bella Concert Hall here in Calgary. Joining me is Paula Cole. Great to see you.
So wonderful. Thank you.
Listen, you had a really interesting experience recently. You were on The Masked Singer in a giant ship outfit. What did you make of that experience?
They asked me to be on the show. I definitely wasn't sure about that. I had never watched it, but my daughter urged me to give it a go. And they gave me this glorious glorious costume. I mean, it looks actually like my mother's art projects. She's a visual artist. And, you know, I don't think I would have done it if I had to be like a large beetle or, you know, a fuzzy thing. But this was so beautiful. It was an artistic statement, and it was so fun to perform with all the lights and in the show. Everyone was so nice. You know, I just needed to not take myself so seriously, and it was good exercise in doing that.
Well, and there's the thing. You never said, I'm a serious artist, and here I am in a ship outfit.
They came in with...
No, I mean, at first, that's my problem, is I take myself too seriously. So it was a good exercise in letting go, all of it.
What I found interesting is that two of the judges on that show thought you were Alanis Morissette and Sarah McLachlan, who are both Canadians. So that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah, and Annie Lennox. I got a lot of Annie Lennox, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can kind of hear that, too. To see my extended interview with Paula Cole, visit ctvnews.ca/Calgary. An updated exhibition is now open in advance of the Canadian Country Music Awards this weekend. The exhibit features this year's Hall of Fame inductees, country star Lisa Brokop and industry builder Joe Wood. An artist inductee can be a solo, duo, or a group. A builder is someone who has significantly advanced country music in Canada. The CCMA has been honoring those who've made long-term contributions to the growth and development of Canadian country music since 1984. We've got another sunny weekend ahead. Right now in Calgary, it's 22 degrees with some smoke in the air. Danielle has details still ahead. Seems like we've had a winning streak when it comes to weekend weather. It generally turns quite nice by then.
Yeah, and you know, you have lots of plans on the weekend.
Yep.
You need some sunshine, some good air quality would be nice
too.
To add to that. It is looking like better air quality for the weekend. Air quality health index low, or at least the low end of the moderate part of the scale. 22 degrees current temperature. Also today's daytime high, still a little bit above normal, as you can see here. Normal's 18. Okay, for the next 4 days, we're ranging between 24 and 25 degrees for daytime highs, and it will be mainly stable, mainly sunny. Ian?
Thank you, Danielle. A musical mentor to thousands of young Calgarians has been honored with a Distinguished Artist Award from Alberta's Lieutenant Governor. Elaine Quilicini is one of 3 winners. She's the founder and artistic director of the Calgary Girls Choir, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. Since 1995, thousands of girls have gone through the choir. Quilicini says she was thrilled to be recognized for all her hard work over the years.
Luckily, it's a job that I continue to do because I love. If it didn't feed me so much, if I wasn't so excited every time I sit down with a new piece of music or with a new group of singers, then I would stop.
Trumpet player Jens Lindemann and visual artist Rita McKeough are the other distinguished artists this year. All 3 will receive the award on October 3rd. Congratulations to them. Thank you for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.